This GTA Online event week is getting really close to ending, and for this video I will show you 5 things that you do not want to miss out on so that you can really make the most of this event. As usual with these type of videos, I will be breaking this down into different chapters, so feel free to use the timestamps below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's dive into it. To start this one off, I think we just have to begin with the Panther Statue for the KO Breaker heist. This is by far the best thing from the event in my opinion, although it looks like you can only get this one time for this week. For the payout you get, it is 100% worth doing it before the refresh date. So to very quickly tell you guys how you can get this if you have not took advantage of it, the first thing that you want to do is to make sure that you do not have an active heist. So either complete that heist you have already got set up, or instead call Pavel on your phone and cancel it. Once this is done, you can then go ahead and set up a completely new heist at your Kasatka, costing you $100,000, complete the gather intel mission, and you will get the Panther Statue. And yeah, really from that point onwards, you are just essentially completing the KO Breaker heist. Just make sure that when you are doing it, you are collecting a bunch of secondary loot to completely fill your loot bag to unlock the Elite Challenge. I have already made some videos on the KO Breaker heist and the exact setup that I always love to use, so if that's something that you want to check out to make things a lot more smooth, even just setting up the heist in general with the gather intel mission, there is a lot of really good time-saving tricks. I will leave some links below in the description and pinned comments. At the end of the heist, you will see that I got roughly around $2 million, so a really nice payout, and this was after all of the different cuts to the heist, like the fencing fee and Pavel's cut. So really nice to see this. Make sure that you do it, and completing the KO Breaker heist one time this week will also get you another $100,000 for the weekly challenge, pretty much paying for that KO Breaker heist. And you also get a nice clothing item, so definitely worth doing. The next thing that you don't want to miss out on will be these discounts. In terms of discounts in GTA Online event weeks, I do believe that they are really just hit or miss. Some of the discounts in the event can be really nice, and then other ones not so much. And I think this event actually had some really nice ones. First up, we had a 40% off all of these things. That Kasatka discount really just ties into the first thing that you don't want to miss. So if you have a few $1 million and you did not want to buy the Kasatka, just saving a massive 40% off is honestly so good. And of course, the Kasatka will essentially just make your money back, especially completing the Panther Statue, by far the best discount this week. There was also a 30% off all of these vehicles, some surprisingly good ones. I think my favourite one there would probably be the Truffaut Nero. I love how this one handles and looks. The Western Reaver is still a really phenomenal bike, super competitive, but even with this 30% off, it is still quite expensive. And then finally, the last discount that we also got was the gun van discount. You can find a 40% off for the Precision Rifle, and then a 30% off for GTA Plus members on the Military Rifle. If you do want to collect all of the rare weapons in GTA Online, just going to the gun van each event week is always a recommended thing, but just keep in mind you will have to find it unless you have GTA Plus, because it will already be located on your map. At this point in the video, it is well worth mentioning the free cars that Rockstar have to offer this week. The first one inside the casino for the Lucky Wheel podium vehicle was called the Mammoth Squaddy. I don't think it looks too bad, and because it is a free vehicle, I would still say it is worthwhile trying to get, but I do believe that this is one of them vehicles where if you guys do not win it, you will not essentially really be missing out too much, apart from the vehicle being free. The second free vehicle, which is the best one in my opinion, is over inside the LS car meet, and for this week we had the Canis Terminus. I think this one is incredible. I love the Terminus. When it first came out in GTA Online, I was a little bit unsure of it, but I did eventually buy it and it was so good. If you are wondering, this will not be the police Terminus, this will just be the standard one, but even knowing this, I still think it is a really nice free vehicle, and hopefully by the time that you are seeing this video, you have enough time to complete the challenge to get it, where you need to place top 2 in the LS Car Meet series for 4 days in a row. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have got this yet. I do want to include the event week money methods. This will sort of be the honorable mention. As per usual, it is just pretty much a really consistent way of making some nice money every single week in GTA Online, and it is especially useful this week because the double money and RP is really not too good, and you will have probably noticed that I did not even mention that because I honestly don't even think it's worthwhile. So yeah, the event week money methods like the FIB priority file, all of the salvage yard robberies, and time trials. Definitely worth your time. It can quite easily make you guys upwards of $1 million. The only real downside is having these different businesses, for example the Garment Factory for the FIB priority file and Salvage Yard for salvage yard robberies. Still worth the investment if you guys play GTA Online all the time. The last thing that you might also want to take advantage of will be some of these returning display cars. Unlike last month in GTA Online, we don't have all of these Halloween vehicles constantly on display, so at long last we now have the opportunity to get and test drive some of the rare vehicles that we have not seen in GTA Online for a good few weeks or months. At Simeon's Auto Shop, you can find all of these returning ones, some pretty nice options. For me at least, I think that the Grotty Cheetah is my favourite. I also really like the Dinker Thrust. I remember getting this when it first came out on my Xbox account. Nothing too spectacular, but still a pretty nice throwback vehicle. And the second set of returning cars will be located inside the LS car meet. For the standard test track, we had the Kalahari, the Coil Voltic, and the Dinker Verus. And once again, in my opinion, the Coil Voltic is definitely my pick. I still remember way back in GTA Online when there was some different glitches to transfer some story mode cars into GTA Online, and you could do this with the Coil Voltic with the NOS. If you guys remember that as well, make sure to leave a like. That is such a throwback. But yeah, definitely remember that you can test drive these vehicles here as well and get a solid idea if you want to get them or not. Another place that is on display is the Luxury Autos dealership. I tend to not want to include these ones because they are essentially not returning vehicles, and on top of that, you cannot even test drive them, but I do think they are still worth at least a mention. The Tampa GT with the HSW upgrades is surprisingly really fast, so if you guys have access to the HSW upgrades or even just like the look of the Tampa GT, it might be something that you want to get, but just keep in mind the traction and handling of the Tampa GT is incredibly bad, but still slightly controllable. The Karen Woodlander can also have the HSW upgrades, however, in my opinion, I don't think it's even worthwhile. So now for a summary of this event, I think one of the most important things just has to be this Panther statue. If you do have a Kasatka, you want to do this before November 13th, especially with the weekly challenge and even the Kasatka discount. It will just make this even more worthwhile. I would probably change it up and say that the free cars is probably the second best thing, then followed by the discount. And in terms of the biggest letdown this week, I think the bonus money is just the obvious choice. Only having 3 things with the double money and RP, and all 3 of these things not being really essential, with only maybe 1 or 2 of them that you might potentially do. I do think this is such a letdown, but I am at least hoping that when we get close to the Mansions DLC, pretty much over these next few weeks, Rockstar really start pushing some better things with these bonuses, because of course, not many people might be able to get a mansion depending on their prices, and that is something that I am really intrigued to know about, how much these mansions will cost. I also wonder if there will be cheaper options as well, very similar to some different properties, like the Eclipse penthouses. To speculate a little bit more, I think that these will probably be costing quite easily over $10 million each. I also have a pretty strong feeling that they might have a website in-game, very similar to the casino penthouses, because Test2 Funds did mention that they will function pretty similar to them as well. So you will be able to potentially throw parties and stuff like that. But enough of me going on this massive tangent. What did you guys actually think about this event week? And what was your favorite thing overall? For me at least, it has to be the Panther statue. Make sure that you guys do this if you do have a Kasatka before November 13th comes around. And with that being said, that will wrap it up for this video. If you guys went on to enjoy this or found it useful in any way, shape or form, leave a like on this video. I always do appreciate your support. And if you are new to the channel and like what you see, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.